Just because the university told us to stay at home doesn't mean we get to stop being students or stop reporting. And a matter of fact, there was a big news happening on campus just before the whole global pandemic thing occurred. A campus-wide ban on smoking has taken effect from the 30th of March, and we talked to some staff and students to figure out about the details of that ban and what they thought about it. Welcome to Student Report. So the ban comes because of a new government rule. How has the university interpreted that rule?
Well, interpreted the rule is difficult to say because it doesn't leave much room for interpretation, because it's very strict and it's very clear. For example, we can exclude living areas, but we have to include all the companies at our smoke-free zone. E-cigarettes are not allowed. What's more an important one?
24/7.
Yeah, it's 24/7. So also after working hours.
For third parties.
Yeah, events in holidays or at the weekends.
So basically, there's no exceptions.
No.
What is sort of your general opinion about the new policy on no smoking on campus at all?
I think it's very good. I'm not a smoker myself, never have been, but I do think it's good to encourage other people not to smoke. And it's just for the general well-being of everyone. Secondhand smoke, of course, is very bad, but also smoking for people who are smoking is bad as well, of course. So, yeah.
In general, I think it's good that we slowly, gradually start making smoking less of a thing in the Netherlands. That it's like it used to be accepted, for example, in offices, everyone was smoking there, and it's gradually been banned. And I think we're slowly moving towards a smoke-free generation because it's just really unhealthy. So I think it's good that we start here at a university where we kind of like educate the new generations. Yeah.
Is there the possibility, for example, for the university to implement a specific area which is, let's say, particularly built for just smoking, and that way you sort of get rid of the educational part of it?
We get that question a lot, I have to say, but it's just not allowed. There's no room within the legislation for any facilitation.
We think that our role are being a role model and making sure that we contribute to a smoke-free generation in this case outweighs the importance of being able to determine yourself whether you smoke or not.
We are aware that the young generation who comes to university is at an age which is vulnerable for getting addicted, like smoking or drinking. And it has proven by the investigation that a lot of people start smoking at this age.
Do you expect that there'll be certain sort of new problems that would arise from the policy, or do you think it's just going to be probably okay?
It could be that because there are no designated smoke areas anymore, that the people who are still smoking, which is a smaller amount, could just go smoke everywhere. Because normally if you have a certain place where people will smoke, they will tend to hang around that spot. But if you take away that spot to smoke, you say it's not allowed completely, less people will smoke, but they could also do it, for example, in front of the entrance.
Well, I have my doubts on whether it will work, because what they said basically was that Miriam Bultz is over there. She said that there's no enforcement going to be happening. It's just asking if people want to stop. And well, I'm not the one going to ask my colleagues to please don't smoke here, or are you aware of this regulation? Because then I'm just a jerk.
The governmental authority who can fine the UT as an organization as a whole, they will do the inspections. They can come undercover, and we get a letter afterwards, so we don't know when they come or where they visited us. But we do try to recover them from the violators. But there's more for events, for third parties who rent places during the evenings, for example. So it must be possible, and if we can recover them, it's within reason.
If there's enough people that voice their concern with this new law, is the university open to negotiating a solution that works out for everyone?
Well, when there are problems, we are always willing to start a dialogue with them. but there's not an option to change the legislation. Not for us, not for any university in the Netherlands.
Seems silly to worry about this whole smoking ban thing now that the coronavirus has cancelled all face-to-face education anyway, but this is a big permanent change. And in order to talk about it properly, we're going to have to introduce our own big permanent change, your new student report host. Take it away, Samar.
Hello there, I am Samar and from now on I'm going to be your new host. While the university admin seems pretty excited about the whole smoking ban concept, we at Student Report aren't so thrilled. I understand that it's aiming to encourage the students and staff to reduce smoking and passive smoking to be healthier, but it should be a personal choice. The real issue is that these bans isolate and stigmatize students who choose to smoke, criminalizing a behavior which is common among students. Furthermore, this will lead to students spending much more time off campus, which could be harmful to their studies. After all, of course, whether you take this opportunity to quit smoking, altogether up to you. It's just that it won't be permitted to smoke on campus anymore except for residential areas. We hope that this measure will give you good incentive to improve your health. And as usual, you can find us on our social media accounts here. Take care and we will see you on camp. Well, maybe not anytime soon.